Go beyond with Smart, the country's fastest and best mobile network. With unlimited 5G data for 12 months. Unlimited text and calls for both mobile and landline. And unlimited Netflix mobile on us. All with Smart Postpaid's powerful SIM-only plan starting at $999. Get it on eSIM online, anytime, anywhere. Switch now and keep your number. Get the power to go beyond, only with Smart Postpaid.
Here's a warm hello from Eastern Communications. We're here to present a refreshing point of view that when it comes to delivering business communication solutions, it's time to bring back the human connection because it's just as important as the technology. Eastern Communications is business made personal. It means getting intimate with our clients' needs so we can provide thoughtful solutions to help them achieve their goals. That's why we are madaling kausap, may malasakit. We are maalam at maaasahan. We are Eastern Communications.
And it's Thursday once again, and we are back here inside the ENDERUN colleges here in McKinley Hill in Taguig, the home of your PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup Season 3, the home of the Titans, as we are about to start another Thursday doubleheader for your PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup Season 3. The game at hand right now, our first game for today's Thursday doubleheader, the matchup between the DLSU Green Archers and the ENDERUN Titans. And later on at the second game, the battle between the Our Lady of Fatima Phoenix going up against the UE Red Warriors. Magandang araw Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and all over the world. Alvin Tanyada on the call, together with the PINOYLIGA Zen Master himself, Coach Russell Ripon. Coach Russell, good afternoon.
How's it going, Alvin? It's great to be here on a Thursday afternoon, getting ready to watch some, hopefully some good basketball.
Yes, and these two squads are on top, at least on the upper bracket of their team standing. So this is going to be an exciting matchup, Coach Russell. Now, let's first take a look at the last game of these ENDERUN Titans. It's a 12-point victory for NU, and that broke the two-game winning streak of the ENDERUN Titans.
Well, you know, when you look at the gauntlet that ENDERUN has to run in this grouping, you know, they're going to be coming up in opposition to some really good teams, you know, UAP and NCAA. So, you know, NU obviously with you know, building, you know, with some guys that are new to their team, still having a lot of firepower. ENDERUN had to really overcome a lot. Unfortunately, it wasn't their day, and you know, at least you still had some positives with Kenneth and Hans de los Reyes scoring in double figures. You know, there's, you know, even in losses here in PINOYLIGA, you can learn something. So let's see how they come out today with this season De La Salle Green Archer team.
Yes, it's going to be a tough one. And here's my insights for this matchup, Coach Russell. The double barrel needs to show up, and that double barrel is Kenneth Umba and DJ Howe. Limit the foul trouble, especially the big men. Most of the time they get into foul trouble, and then the bench support needs to must double time, like Christian Malano, Jalen Garcia. Those two guys really needs to step up big time. What can you say about my insights for this matchup?
Well, I think, you know, those are all fair and valid. When you look at this team, you know, for me this is an interesting storyline. You know, Coach Topex Robinson started his coaching career here at ENDERUN. He was the one that built this program when there was still only a covered cement court here at ENDERUN in this new, at that time, this new campus. Coach People was his assistant, and when Coach Topex moved on to you know, to greater heights with Lyceum, and then moving on to the PBA and ultimately La Salle, you know, Coach People remained to build you know, what Coach Topex started. So in a way, we're seeing the mentor and the mentee going at it. You were hoping that the mentee and Coach People learned enough from his time with Coach Topex in order to maximize what he has, because he's going to need a lot of things working in his favor in order for them to win against LaSalle.
Now let's take a look at the last game of the De La Salle Green Archers. A very, very close one for the Green Archers, to say the least, in that game. 84-82 win against the FEU Tamaros. But those numbers, if you see, take a look at the numbers, those are surprising numbers when you take a look at how dominant LaSalle was during the first few games before this matchup.
Well, you know, I think in any tournament, any league, any competition you're going to be in, you're not going to be always playing from a lead and always in a position where you're going to be dominating the opposing team. FEU, with Coach Chambers and with their staff and, you know, these players, you know, they're no slouch. So, you know, it's interesting to see in their case, LaSalle, how they're able to respond to being at a deficit.
And here are my insights for this matchup. Start off strong. They started off flat in that game against FEU, and then the returning KQ, how much of KQ or Kevin Kiambao will be a factor for this matchup. And the backcourt must be productive. It was a slow start for the backcourt tandem of Kian Baclaan and and Jacob Cortez, but luckily that three-point shot by Jacob Cortez at the end of that quarter was a big luck for the De La Salle Green Archers.
Yeah, so, you know, when you're looking at you know, that game, we're looking at a situation where we want to at least give some credit to FEU. Their guards played really well, especially Pasaol. You know, put some pressure on Baclaan and Cortez to produce. That being said, you know, LaSalle came up on top and remained 5-0 in bracket prime, and you know, Enderun has a chance now to, if they can, put a blemish on that 5-0 record. We'll have to see how this all plays out.
Yes, and you take a look at the record right now of our team standings, rather, for bracket prime. You can see LaSalle at 5-0, NU 4-1, Lyceum 3-1. Then you have Enderun there at 4-2. 3-3 for Mapua, 1-3 for MCU, and then at the right side there of your screens, it's FEU with 2-5, Guangwing 2-5, and Ateneo with 0-4. Why are we seeing this? Because again, our tournament format, basically 1 and 2 will get into the quarterfinals, 3, 4, 5, 6 will go through the play-in.
So right now, it's all up for grabs still. I think, other than you know, in terms of where we're going to get numbers 3 through 6. You know, there's a lot of things that can happen within remaining games, and this is why we play the games, that we're not looking at these teams on paper. Anything can happen, you know, in between the lines. So looking forward to see how this game plays out.
Yes, and right now, handa na ang hapag ng ating pananghalian sa inyo. Bakbak ang De La Salle at Enderun. Let's turn it over now to Anjo Perey for the callouts and the starters for this match.
Number 6, Cortez. Number 12,
I was already sleeping. I usually sleep.
And we start off the first quarter of play for Enderun. They start off with Umba, Odal, How, De Los Reyes, and Libago. For De La Salle, they start off with Agunane, Baclaan, Cortez, Pablo, and Kevin Cambao. And first 2 points there for Enderun, courtesy of Hans De Los Reyes.
That was a nice baseline mid-range jumper. That's a good way to get started. You want to try to build momentum any way you can, especially on the offensive end.
Henry Agunane inside, no good. Rebounded here by Albert Libago. Now, Coach, in that game against FEU, you covered that game. You saw a lot of flaws already without Kevin Cambao, without Henry Agunane in the lineup. How big of a factor is Kevin Cambao, especially for this De La Salle, most especially in those wins and in their last game?
Well, I think anytime you have a player like KQ, it just makes the game so much easier. As a coach, whenever I talk to coaches about game management and strategy, I always try to impress upon them the factor of having players on your team that the opposing team has to game plan for. The more players that you have to guard and you have to plan for, the harder it is to make adjustments for the opposing team. So having a guy like KQ who can score from all three levels, can handle the rock off a defensive rebound in transition, can shoot the perimeter three, can defend, can rebound, I think it just makes the task defensively for any opposing team that much more difficult. So although he was missed, KQ has the luxury of having teammates that can provide a lot of support and can play by committee to make up his numbers when he's not on the floor.
Yes, and you miss a player such as that, and a title such as an MVP. You're the UAAP MVP, right? So it's very important that you have that kind of a guy, especially right now that they are starting to mesh up those players for their upcoming title defense.
Well, when I look at especially the value of Pinoy Liga and as a coach, how these games can be used, what you look at is the ability for a coaching staff to put together different lineups and to see how guys react to real game situations. So even if KQ is not in the game or not in the lineup, not active, now you have the opportunity for these other players who may not get a lot of minutes. They have the opportunity now to step on the floor and get real game experience and maybe able to prove that they can contribute. So for me, absence and subtraction of guys is it can be helpful because you really have to look at next man up. Everybody has to be ready to go on the floor and make something happen if their number is called.
Right now, De La Salle down here by 4 early. Kemba the 3, and there's a foul on Kenneth Umba.
Not the greatest in terms of, fouling a three-point shooter, KQ no less. There's always ways to defend without fouling. And the one thing that ENDERUN can't afford to do is to lose Umba. I mean, and he's the cog in the wheel that every possession goes through. So if he gets into foul trouble or in this game, it definitely presents a challenge for ENDERUN.
And that was one of my insights, right? The foul trouble situation, because that's the usual problems of ENDERUN. But it's not Umba that's having problems. Before it was the big man. Now it's Umba now having a foul trouble. And if it's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul this early, he will have to sit out for 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really does. It really does reflect the emphasis that coaches need to spend time in terms of being able to teach their players how to defend without fouling, being able to play team defense, close out properly. I was just having a conversation with Willie Wilson about this very thing yesterday, talking about his Xavier High School boys. The ability to be able to close out and contain a ball handler and contest shots, it's so vital to a good, effective defense. And
also, if you can just see the game for today, it's going to be an exciting matchup between. Right now, I believe he is one of the front runners for MVP here in our tournament in Kevin Kemba against the top FSA right now in the tournament in Kenneth Umba. That's going to be a fun matchup.
Yeah, there's a lot of intriguing matchups here. Obviously, you have Keen Baclaan versus DJ Howe.
Yes.
Keen is obviously one of the top point guards in the UAAP. He's been a proven winner at NU, so it's a great challenge for him. DJ has designs of creating a pro career for himself in the Philippines. You're going to have to prove yourself against the best guards in the nation, and obviously Keen is one of those guys. Then obviously you have, Hans de los Reyes matching up against Jacob Cortez. Agent Zero. It's just such a matchup problem for any guard. Hans de los Reyes has his hands full. And then right now, you look at this matchup right here, Labago versus Luis Pablo.
Yeah.
That, if I'm LaSalle, I'm looking at that matchup saying, I probably need to get the ball into Luis Pablo's hands every possession, because he's going to have a sizable size and speed advantage versus Labago in the post.
And those are like 4 points already now for Hans de los Reyes here. So, if you can see Hans de los Reyes, one of those players that is a very silent operator for their squad. As Henry Agonane scores inside.
You know, Hans can get into, you know, very positive stretches where he can score in bunches, but it'll be really important for him to be able to pick his spots when he has the ball. You know, sometimes, you know, players can be very predictable in terms of what they do. Hans will have to be very careful in terms of being able to be judicious about the decisions he makes on the floor, especially on the offensive end. You know, he wants to avoid turnovers, and he wants to avoid taking very tough shots.
Right now, Umba inside. Kenneth Umba scores. Some quick 2 points inside for Kenneth Umba. Good way to start this scoring here. But Henry Agonane, quick basket on the other end. So both teams getting quick baskets here this early.
You know, one of the keys that probably needs to be mentioned is the ability for Enderun to take care of the ball. It's incredibly difficult to be competitive in a game if you're giving up live ball turnovers. And right now, you know, we're 5 minutes into this first quarter, the pressure that Baclaan and Jacob Cortez are applying has been troublesome for the Enderun guards.
Yes, and it has been Kevin Gambao and Henry Agonane scoring this early for the De La Salle Green Archers as they are on top here, 15-10. We have a timeout.
Get 8 gigabytes of all access. Talk to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power On, all access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Taking a look at our leaderboards right now, and this is not the Enderun leaderboard that you're talking about right now. It is our PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup leaderboard. Enderun's Kenneth Umba leading the way with 19.5 points, 6.8 assists for DJ Howe. Kenneth Umba leading the rebounding with 12.3 blocks. Also, it's Kenneth Umba with 3.3, as in Jo Marie Pecolera rounding out the five there with 2.8 steals per ball game. And Coach, right, you saw the numbers there. It's mostly Enderun Titans there. So, will that be somewhat like a sign of what La Salle needs to do here in this matchup?
Well, definitely the keys to the defensive game plan for Enderun is how are they going to contain Howe and Umba. When you're looking at the leaderboard, it's impressive that you're looking at Enderun in terms of having high-level players on their that are matchup issues for opposing teams. But then you have to look at how that impacts, or how that compares in relationship to the other teams in this tournament, where the scoring is maybe a little bit more even, and you're not having to rely on two people to do all the work on the offensive end. So we'll have to see how this plays out.
And what a luxury for the De La Salle Green Archers to have a very deep lineup right now. They will sub in Janelle Policarpio, Raven Cortez, CJ Ostre, Boris Marasigan, and JC Macalalag to replace your starters. And this five can start at any time for De La Salle.
Oh, I mean, these guys could start for any team in the UAP. So, again, a great opportunity, early in preparation to get real game time experience, being able to, give guys extended minutes and really test them out in this, in a competitive setting. So
that guy over there, nice feed to Raven Cortez. And if you have a player such as Jonel Policarpio, your finals MVP in the PBAD League, leading your second unit here, it's going to be a fun matchup for your second unit, and it's going to be a hard task for Coach Pipo to look at the bench who will have to play once Kenneth Umba comes out.
Well, you're looking at the players on the floor at this moment. LaSalle's able to sub liberally in this game, knowing that there's very slight drop-off in between numbers 1 through 5 and 6 through 10. Coach Pipo and his team have to be a little bit more focused and exact when they're trying to figure out how to best utilize the players on their bench. Is Enderun just going to go 7 deep? And we haven't seen Milano yet in the game. I'm not sure is he even suited up. So I mean, definitely a lot of questions that can be answered in the next 30 minutes.
And DJ Howe scores inside, plus a basket. DJ Howe scoring, and we have been always saying about DJ Howe, he is somewhat like a duplicate of a Deshaun Winston of how he plays for the Enderun Titans. And this guy has really been playing well here this season, being the top point guard.
Well, I think he had a year to get used to the Filipino game, to get used to physicality, to get used to the level of competition. And I think, Coach Pipo was, made a smart decision in allowing DJ to, just handing him the keys in a sense to let him operate and run the team. It's hard to go from a guy like Robbie Castro to DJ. It's a tough transition, but DJ's handled it very well.
And yes, you said that those are 3 of your young guards before. In Robbie Castro, you have TJ Abdullah, and then you have Joshua Devara as your main guards before. Now the keys has been handed over to DJ Howe.
Yep, and I think it's a good decision. DJ is a pass-first point guard, but is aggressive, and he's not. He doesn't play with any fear. By and large, he makes good decisions, and I think his teammates listen to him. So those are all good qualities of a point guard.
This guy has also gained his trust, and that is Kenneth Umba with a 3-pointer, cutting the lead down to 3. Coach Oliver Bunyi, Sioux Sport Time. We are tied at 25. Once again, let's take a look at my insights here for this matchup. As what I said earlier, Coach, double barrel needs to show up, and DJ Howe and Kenneth Umba already with a total of a combined 14 points already here. Limit the foul trouble. I think it's a check mark this early, and then bench support must double time. Jalen Garcia now with 5 points.
Well, I think the game has been played pretty clean for this first quarter. No, neither team is in the bonus. I think this is purely execution on defense and offense for both teams, their ability to be able to enact the game plan. And right now, I think the only area of need right now for Enderun is their live ball turnovers. That has been an issue for them and accounted for the reason LaSalle had that early lead.
And as what I said earlier, maybe later on we will see our insight for the ball game later on. It's slow start. LaSalle did not go for a slow start, but it's a very good start actually for them. But Enderun kept its game very close here because they're not letting LaSalle just blow away this game.
Well, you know, you look at how this game's unfolding. You know, good defense can be overcome by great offense. So I mean, right now, Enderun has found the ability to get into an offensive rhythm fairly quickly in this game. So even with good defense and being able to contest shots, you know, Enderun is still making good reads and they're taking great shots. So only plays in Enderun's favor for now with regards to you know, staying in this game and having leads throughout this first quarter.
And Lloyd Oliva is making an appearance here. One of the few appearances of Lloyd Oliva here in the tournament. But when given a chance, this guy can be a big help for their squad as Hans De Los Reyes will shoot 2 free throws here. First one is good for Hans.
Coach Pipo has expanded his bench a little bit, opting for Oliva. Usually he's inserted Luis Velez into the lineup at this point, but offensive rebound can't cash in. Defensive rebound now by LaSalle up the floor.
Yes, and this is a very big lineup for them as CJ Austria gets a foul there on the drive. The foul will be called on Lloyd Oliva. Oh, Joey Panganiban called for that foul, rather.
If you look at this lineup on the floor, Alvin, you have to wonder, other than Jalen Garcia, where's the offense going to come from?
Yes.
If you're, you know, if Milano is a little bit maligned because of a possible injury, how effective can he be in terms of creating shots for himself?
And yeah, yesterday Christian Milano suffered a sprained ankle, according to Coach Pipo, but he will play it out because Sean Manese just got back from the country. So since last Sunday, so let's see if he will still use Sean Manese for today. Talking about Coach Pipo.
Well, you know, right now we'll have to see who can be the primary ball handler when DJ Ahau is out of the game.
And right now, it is a 1-point lead for the De La Salle Green Archers after 1 quarter of play. We will be right back for more action here in your PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup Season 3. Let's take a look at once again the team standings from Bracket Prime here. Again, De La Salle on top with 5-0, while Enderun right there at number 4 at 4-2. So the next games of Enderun very much important, but for De La Salle again, much more important for them to sweep their next 3 games. And counting this one, they will be up against Lyceum on their next game on Sunday as Raven Cortez scores inside for the first 2 points of this second quarter.
So you see now, as we enter the second quarter, DJ and Kenneth have been reinserted into the game. Coach People obviously concerned about the ball handling.
That's good ball handling.
I know, right? Right? And their ability to be able to make good passes and good decisions in offense. So I think LaSalle is continuing to apply pressure up the floor, trying to make any decision difficult for Enderun and make them work on a short clock.
Nice pass, but Janelle Policarpio there to get the block. So good help there by Janelle Policarpio.
Anytime there is a rotation that needs to be made, LaSalle seems to be in the right place at the right time. So
now Marasigan, Boris inside, good defense there. Magandang bawi from Albert Libago, but that's a turnover for the Titans.
Again, turnovers are sort of rearing their ugly head as we start the second quarter, even with Umba and DJ Howe in the game.
Yes.
That's just a recipe for bad basketball.
Nice find by Policarpio to Cortez, but Policarpio there to get the stick back. 4 points now for Janelle Policarpio in this matchup. So at least the bench support much better for this game rather than last game against FEU. Nice find to Joey Panganiban. Nice find there by the veteran, Albert Libago.
Albert plays undersized at his position, but having ready hands and a quick jump is definitely helpful.
And this guy will have a big spot in the rotation for De La Salle. JC Makalalag scoring on the 2-pointer because he will have to step up with Francis Escandor no longer with the De La Salle.
Right.
And now they go to Panganiban at the left side. Pass over to DJ Howe. The pass to Jalen. Jalen well defended by his senior during high school, CJ Austria. And Jalen Garcia scores.
Again, a guy that can get streaky and can score in bunches. Can Enderun find a way to get Jalen Garcia going and get him going taking easy shots as opposed to having to take contested shots?
And a nice steal here by Joey Panganiban. Joey running out of space there. Gets a steal here for De La Salle. The pass to CJ. Austria the move. Extra pass. Raven Cortez scores.
That's a 4-point swing. Joey did such a great job of trying to get possession of the ball on jumping the passing lane, but then gave the ball right back instead of waiting for his teammates, and it led to a layup. Those are mistakes that you just can't make against a really good team.
And right now, good game already for Henry Agunane. Good game already for Raven Cortez. Let's see if the third stringer, big man right now, about to enter for De La Salle, and Aaron Benzalida can start his own game. Good game here. As a Raven Cortez, no good in the shot, rebounded by Joey Panganiban.
Joey has proven, another live ball turnover, Joey has proven to be a valuable player and very productive.
But that is a good tap there. Mula dito sa ENDERUN, and Jalen Garcia fouled by Boris Marasigan. Frustration foul there by Boris. And now it's a platoon substitution here. You bring in Kevin Kiambao, you bring in Matthew Rubico, Earl Abadam, Aaron Bansalida, and a new face for the De La Salle Green Archers in former UST Tiger Cub, Andre Dungo now going to be suiting up for the De La Salle Green Archers.
I love the strategy of platoon substitutions. There's a coach, I think I mentioned this before, who used to coach at Tulane University in New Orleans, and that used to be his strategy as a coach, calling it the posse subs, and he would sub in 5 at a time. This is a way to establish continuity amongst different players and groups. So let's see how this goes.
I believe I remember you doing that before in the clubs. You're doing somewhat like platoon substitution from time to time.
I think, one of the things, especially early in the game, is I want players to feel a rhythm for the game, and especially if I'm unsure of what the outcome's going to be, I want to be able to make sure that I have guys, at least 10 guys that have been on the floor already, and at least have a feeler for what's happening. So if I can afford to do platoon subs and do a posse kind of situation, I have no problem doing that, because I want to be able to show that I trust my teammate, my players, that they can make decisions when they're in the game.
And those players can, on the second half, you will have lots of players to go upon to. When you know that in that first half, that guy has really been playing well. And right now they go to Aaron Bonsalida. Matthew Rubico, his own version of a 3, that's short.
I like the execution, though. I mean, they really settled down and tried to find some, a good shot. Got the ball on the post and had a off-ball action. This is a shot that just didn't go in, a little left.
Right now they go to the top of the key. Libago to DJ Howe. DJ to Kenneth. Kenneth moves in. Kenneth the jumper. And it's good for Kenneth Umba.
If you notice what they're doing, Alvin, they are trying to take DJ Howe out of the game. As soon as he gives up the ball, they are denying him. They're face guarding him. And, it's basically playing 4-on-4 at that point. It'll be up to Umba. If they don't decide to do the same thing to him, he's going to have to do the yeoman's work in terms of scoring.
Yes, and Jalen Garcia is also well defended right now by the De La Salle Green Ushers. So, again, a lot will be expected from Kenneth Umba now as Matthew Rubico, the former Lyceum Baby Pirate. Pass to Abadam at the corner, no good. And
I think the refs missed a holding call.
oh, well, there could be. Yeah. There could be. As the Enderun Titans lose more time, they're down by 1, 35-34.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
(35-34) our score, 3 minutes and 57 remaining here in this first half of basketball. Alvin Danyana together with the Zen Master of Pinoy Liga coach Russell Ripon on the call for this game. Coach, what can you say about that? Being the Zen Master.
I'll tell you a funny story. In the States, one of the things I would often do, especially to get to know players, is I would watch them shoot, and then I would give them, any player wants to know how to shoot better, so I'd give them hints. And so I'd always tell guys, I would give myself my own nickname, and I'd tell them to call me the shot doctor. So to be honest, I've never been given a nickname before. Zen Master, does it fit? Maybe, maybe not. I appreciate it. All I know is that if you get me on a mic talking about basketball for 4 hours, that's something that I can easily do. So,
well, we all love basketball here in the Philippines, and when we talk about basketball, it's like it's not just 4 hours. that we will not, that we will spend, it's about a whole day just talking talking about basketball. That's how Filipinos really love the game of basketball.
Yes, they do.
Not just international-wise, local-wise, even college basketball. And now even Filipinos right now are falling in love with the juniors basketball, so the high school level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're seeing in the future. And right now, the present stars of the college basketball as Umba scores inside plus the foul.
So now, with that basket and the foul, we'll have to see what kind of adjustment LaSalle makes. You can see that DJ Howe is getting frustrated because he is unable to get the ball. Rubico has done a great job of face guarding and denying him. There's a bit of frustration. That leaves Umba as the primary ball handler, and now he has to go 1-on-5, or 1-on-4 actually, to see if he can make shots. That's a tough way to win for an entire game.
Andre Dungo, welcome to De La Salle for Andre Dungo.
It's a nice response.
What a way to introduce himself to the De La Salle community with a three-pointer to start off his career here.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think you can see the strategy of LaSalle. They're really trying to make non-ball handlers, non-decision makers, bring the ball up the floor. Labago almost lost the ball because he was the one bringing the ball up the floor. But despite that, you got to love the fact that Enderun never stops playing. They keep on fighting.
And what a drive there by Christian Malano. A sprained ankle at all. No worries, he can score. And right now, it is a 1-point lead for the Enderun Titans. 2 minutes and 15 remaining here in the second.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
And 2 minutes and 50 remaining here as the Enderun community right now here supporting their squad against the UAAP defending champions, De La Salle Green Archers. And how proud are you, Coach Russell, of seeing the support of the Enderun community for this squad?
Well, you know, I think it's a long time coming. You know, these athletes work so hard. They represent the school in multiple ways. They give positive attention to the institution, and you know, they deserve to be supported. To be honest, this is the first time I've seen the gym half full of Enderun students watching and supporting their team.
Yes.
I hope this continues because
Wow.
whether the institution realizes it or not, the one way that the school can have a face across the nation is through these young men and women who represent the team through athletics. So I'm happy that there's players here. I'm not players. I'm sorry.
And
There's fans here to support them. They deserve it.
And I know you're very proud of that because you're as a former director here for sports here, and seeing that it's step by step that the program is really uplifting here, most especially for the game of basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I think what better way to bring people together, bring a community together than sports and athletics. This is a a great forum for that, and probably one that needs to be leveraged more. Every time there's a game, there's an activity, there should be a stadium or no, a gym full of fans wearing their Enderun corporate uniforms. So hopefully this is a harbinger of things to come.
And it's not just the students here, it's also their co-players. I'm seeing here some of the basketball players from the women's side, also some of the volleyball players here from the Enderun side. So it's not just the other students here, but also their co-athletes as well.
Well, they have to support each other because that's all they have, right? So it's great that they're there for each other. And with that, KQ hits another three.
13 points already for Kevin Kiambao.
I think we have to consider, Alvin, that throughout this game, we've had 15 players see the floor for LaSalle, and we've only seen maybe 8 to 9 players on the floor for Enderun. So Enderun's doing this damage against several different lineups.
Yes.
What will happen if LaSalle puts their primary lineup on the floor? How will Enderun respond? That will be the question that for the third and fourth quarter.
19 points already for Umba, 13 for Kevin Kiambao. What a game for these two players. Christian Malano misses that shot. Kiambao with the rebound. Ethan Alian, the 15th and last player to check in here for De La Salle.
Well, if you think about it this way, Umba has been a matchup problem for LaSalle. Okay, now that KQ's in the game, he's asserting himself, and now he's definitely a matchup problem for Enderun.
Yes, it's a big problem if KQ is able to hit those 3-pointers, and then once you go out to him, he's going to drive you to the basket.
Plus, he's a willing passer, so he is able to find guys open. As he hits his third 3 in a row, I don't think it's in Enderun's best interest to have KQ get going. They're going to have to find a way to stop him, or at least make it hard for him to get shots off.
What a game already for KQ here. 5 seconds remaining. The pass to Daniel. Stolen here. Kevin Kiambao for 3. Oh, that's a heat check shot for Kevin Kiambao as the De La Salle Green Archers take a 4-point lead at the half, 49-45, when we return our halftime interviews and the third quarter of action here in your PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup Season 3. Points already. Okay.
Go beyond with Smart, the country's fastest and best mobile network. With unlimited 5G data for 12 months. Unlimited text and calls for both mobile and landline. And unlimited Netflix mobile on us. All with Smart Postpaid's powerful SIM-only plan starting at $9.99. Get it on eSIM online, anytime, anywhere. Switch now and keep your number. Get the power to go beyond. Only with Smart Postpaid.
are Eastern Communications.
Here's a warm hello from Eastern Communications. We're here to present a refreshing point of view that when it comes to delivering business communication solutions, it's time to bring back the human connection because it's just as important as the technology. Eastern Communications is business made personal. It means getting intimate with our clients' needs so we can provide thoughtful solutions to help them achieve their goals. That's why we are madaling kausap, may malasakit. We are maalam at maaasahan. We are Eastern Communications.
Managing a business becomes easier when you have the right set of tools for your business. And as the premier telecommunication company in the Philippines, you can rest assured that we can provide you with world-class and innovative tech solutions for your company, like acing that presentation with no lag with Eastern IDS, a dedicated business-grade internet tailor-fit with high speeds and zero lag. Or to handle your processing, storage, and networking needs with Eastern Cloud, which has a customized cloud platform that's fully scalable and flexible without limits. And by staying connected and protected, we are Eastern Communications.
Go beyond with Smart, the country's fastest and best mobile network. With unlimited 5G data for 12 months. Unlimited text and calls for both mobile and landline. And unlimited Netflix mobile on us. All with Smart Postpaid's powerful SIM-only plan starting at $999. Get it on eSIM online, anytime, anywhere. Switch now and keep your number. Get the power to go beyond, only with Smart Postpaid.
And right now, our score is 49-45 at the half here in your Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup Season 3. And right now, let us turn it over to the sweet, bubbly, smiling, hard-hitting, spiking Chinita Tisay Princess of the hardcourt from Manila, CJ Ang.
Thank you, Alvin. Mga kaliga, kasama ko ngayon si Andre Dungo of the DLSU Green Archers. Andre, welcome to the Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup. Kamusta ang mga first practices mo with the green and white, and how are you adjusting to Coach Topex's system?
Yun lang, ang lagi lang sinasabi sa akin ni Coach Topex na gawin ko yung laro ko para maging maayos yung game ko sa every game.
Andre, coming from a program such as UST in the juniors level, ano ang mga natutunan mo na sa mga kuya mo dito na binabago mo sa laro mo dito sa Lasal?
Yun lang, yung lagi lang nila sinasabi sa akin na wag kong ibaba yung kumpiyansa ko.
Andre, meron ka bang gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Yung binabati ko nga pala yung family ko nanonood, yung lola ko sa Pampanga, yung mga tita ko sa Apalit, Pampanga, yun lang.
Thank you, Andre. Back to you, Alvin.
Thank you very much. That was Andre Dungo together with our bubbly Chinita Princess. And our score right now at the half, 49-45, and having with Coach Russell Raipon on the call. Coach Russell, here are our halftime stats. Coach, you can see here, it's almost the same almost on all statistical categories. But you can see on the assist numbers, it's 11-4 in favor of the DLSU Green Archers.
You know, I'm just looking at the halftime stats, and I'm looking at LaSalle shooting 40% from the three-point line, and basically KQ had 3 of those 4 three-pointers in the last part of that second quarter. I feel like KQ is like on the cusp of going on a big run in this game, and it's going to be really difficult for ENDERUN to be able to match that. If it's just Umba, you know, if it's a match of a man-to-man in terms of like scoring, you know, that's a tough way to win.
And just by taking a look at that, it could be that Kevin Kiambao is very much motivated in this matchup against Kenneth Umba, as Hans de los Reyes was fouled there, and he will shoot 2 here starting off the third quarter. But you can see how motivated Kevin Kiambao is, seeing that his adversary on the other side, Kenneth Umba, is really scoring well. Also 19 points already for Kenneth Umba.
KQ is a proven winner, and he's a proven scorer. So it's you know, players like that step up in big moments. So it's not surprising that KQ has decided to assert himself in this game.
And Hans de los Reyes scores 2 free throws there. 9 points already for Hans de los Reyes here. Box stopping the itong si Kenneth Umbas. That's a miss from Jacob Cortez. Kian Baclan fakes it, moves closer. The teardrop, no good. But Luis Pablo there for the score and the recovery.
Wow, it's tough. You're gonna have a hard time winning if you allow offensive rebounds. You know what, Alvin? I love the spirit of this game. Both teams are really like respecting each other in terms of giving each other their best. You know, it can be very easy for a team has as many accolades as LaSalle. You know.
Oh, offensive foul there.
You can't give the ball up to your opponent. It's not a live ball turnover, but it's a turnover nonetheless, the offensive foul.
And that's a third personal foul now on Doniel Udal. We were talking about that at the start of the game, the foul trouble. Now, the good thing here is Albert Dibago only has 1 foul. All right, that's good. That's good because usually he has already 2 fouls or 3 fouls in this part, but right now he only has 1, so that's good. But Doniel Udal already with 3 personals, and I think that's a foul on DJ Howe. Second personal foul on DJ Howe.
Now, Alvin, take a look at this. We are in a situation now that Jacob Cortez and Keen Baklaan are deciding to assert themselves in this game along with KQ. How is Enderun going to match and defend all three guys on the floor? That's if they're all going at the same time. That's a tough cover.
Yes.
Very tough cover.
Kian Baklaan, that's only his first field goal here in this matchup, and that is out. Bad pass there by Don Yellowdull.
That's what is that? 4 possessions and 2 turnovers for Enderun. That's that's not a good. That's not a good thing. It's
not a good sign there. And another not good sign is if this guy starts to explode here, Kian Baklaan and Jacob Cortez, that will be a big problem. Most especially Kevin Kiambao is already on a tear here. As Kian Baklaan, the pass to Henry Agonare, no good. That's as short as a short on a dunk.
Well, the troublesome thing for Enderun is that LaSalle is finding ways to get into the post, into the painted area. Scoring or not, that's just not a great way to win.
That's another turnover.
And with the turnover on the blitz.
That's 2 straight three. That's 2 3-pointers already between these two guys, Jacob Cortez and Kian Baklaan. But a quick leak out there by Hans de los Reyes gets a foul on Jacob Cortez.
All I know is that fairly quickly it has ballooned to a 10-point lead, and I think you have the backcourt, like you said, the backcourt's big for LaSalle. They have decided that they want to play basketball now, and that spells trouble.
Yes.
For Enderun. And I just want to point this out again. You got to love this press break where they're putting 2 shooters in the corner, knowing that Baklaan can get by this matchup right here.
Now Baklaan going up against Hans de los Reyes, but look at that.
Another paint touch for a layup. Coast, that's baseline to baseline. That's quite impressive.
8 points for the backcourt duo of Baklaan and Cortez here in this third quarter alone, after only scoring 3 points combined in the first half.
And now KQ is matchup on Umba. He is not allowing him to get to the painted area.
Here comes Joe Malano. The pass.
Another turnover.
Turnover after turnover for the Titans. Agonane running the break, no good. And rebounded here. Recovered by Hans de los Reyes. The fast break. Hans de los Reyes scores.
This is you gotta love the up and back, up and down action.
12 points now for Hans. Baklaan, 1-on-1 against Albert, dancing his way. Goes inside for the mismatch, and there's a foul by Christian Malano. No other way for Christian Malano to stop that, but foul. And and now you bring in CJ Austria and Janelle Policarpio. Bringing in, replacing Kiambao and Pablo. So it's now a smaller lineup with CJ Austria at the 3 and Policarpio at the 4.
You still have so many weapons here on the part of LaSalle. And
Jacob.
now, what a matchup issue for Labago having to guard Cortez. Great contest, missed 3-pointer.
Hands to Albert, defended by 3 green shirts. He brings it out. Kenneth Umba for 3. No, rebounded by CJ Austria. Austria to Henry. Henry, no, good defense by our league leader in blocks in Kenneth Umba. And Kenneth Umba says, not in our house.
Yeah, I love the confidence, but it's sort of tough if you're down 9 points. It would make a lot more sense for him to wag his finger like Dikembe Mutombo if they were winning this game.
And remember, Kenneth Umba is playing the 3 position, not the 5. So, what a way to play defense if you are a 3-man. And now DJ Howe checks back in for Christian Malano.
Now, look, you got to look at this, Alvin. DJ is completely face guarded. He is not going to get that ball back unless Cortez allows him to.
This is
And now they're face guarding Umba as well.
Yes. And who better to guard him than Jonel Policarpio, but DJ Howe scores and a steal. DJ goes out. DJ, the drive, the pass to Albert Libago, and there's a foul. And that's foul number 3 for Albert Libago.
It's sort of tough if you're going to compound mistakes. Ill-advised shot that was blocked, and then foul in the backcourt. That's Libago has had his issues with foul trouble. It seems that he hasn't really rectified those as of yet. He's going to have to find a way to do that if he wants to stay on the floor for longer stints of time.
And now Henry Agonani, the former CEU Scorpion, missed his first free throw. And Henry Agonani now with a total of 8 points, all in that first half. The second free throw for Henry. Agonani. And doesn't hit the free throw, but it's a substitute free throw. It's a lane violation there. And for coaches such as you, such as me, whenever a free throw violation is awarded, a lane violation, and you're giving one more free throw to that opponent who missed that free throw, it's really hard because there's a chance. But that's a miss, a sorry miss there from Henry, but an offensive rebound for De La Salle.
Well, again, extra possessions, and now you have Mouse in the house.
That's a miss there.
Probably not a great shot, understanding that there was a mismatch in the middle.
And Hans De Los Reyes scoring right now. 14 points for Hans. And now the fans are starting to lighten up here inside the Enderun Gymnasium for their home squad. Agonani. Bigay kay Kian Baklan. Kian says, let's slow it down. They go to the post. Jonel Policarpio, the spin and the shot. 6 points now for Jonel. Albert now. The perimeter shot for Albert. And he needs to consistently hit those shots because he is being given those shots all tournament long. Kian Baklan scores.
Wow, coast to coast again. Paint touch. No early pickup for a guy that can get to the basket and who's proven to do so.
8 points already for Kian. They go to Kenneth Umba. Pass to Daniel. Udal gives a screen. DJ, but the defense is there. 2 players good on defense there on DJ Howe.
Well, you know what, DJ, I think it was a forced shot for him because none of his teammates were moving. There was no open window for them to be able to get a pass and move the ball, move the offense.
As a basket there from CJ Austria, and you saw that reverse and that quick pass to him, just threw it up and the basket there.
Well, LaSalle, as they continue to get stops and get in transition, they can score quickly, and they have the talent to be able to finish.
Hans, the 3 ball, no good. Good defense there by Jacob, but no one getting the offensive board there for LaSalle. Kenneth Umba, the step back, good defense there, but a smart play there by Hans De Los Reyes. Hitting the ball off Jacob Cortez. 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock here for the Enderun Titans.
Yeah, I just find it interesting that Jalen is finding himself in this game with only 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yes.
And he's one guy that can score. To insert him here, hopefully he'll be able to get hot.
Yes,
there's that flare screen, back door. Not aware of the shot clock. Got to be able to manage the clock. Another turnover.
Yes, they were looking for Jalen Garcia, but JC Macalalag, good defense there, stopping that possible pass on the screen there.
I would bet, Alvin, that ENDERUN now has more turnovers in this quarter than they do actual field goals. That's again, it's going to be tough.
Here comes Jacob now, playing the point guard for De La Salle. The pass, JC Makalalag, off a good pass there by Raven Cortez.
Very nice ball movement.
Malano brings it out. Back to DJ. DJ says, thumbs up. Let's see. They go to Joey Panganiban, the drive. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 5 seconds. Joey for 3. And no good on the shot. Rebounded by Raven, but there's a foul called on Albert Libago. And I believe that's foul number 4. That's foul number 4 for Albert. And we were talking about the foul troubles from the big man. First half, it was just only 1. But now 3 quick fouls here in the third quarter for Albert Libago.
And they're going to need him. They're going to need him to be productive in that fourth quarter.
First one is good for Raven. And Raven Cortez, he was our first ever player of the game for De La Salle, wherein he finished with 12 points on 6 out of 6 shooting from the field. No misses in his first game for De La Salle here in the PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup.
I mean, this goes to show you in terms of what LaSalle brings to the table. They have just so many guys that can be effective.
10 points now for Raven Cortez here in this ball game. So, second player in double figures here for De La Salle. They go to Christian Malano. Malano the 3. And no good on the 3 ball. Rebounded by Raven Cortez. Raven gives it to JC Makalalag. The pass to CJ Austria. Austria, the defense is there. This is a good matchup between 2 lefties in Malano and Austria. Austria the jumper, no good. Rebounded Raven Cortez. Cortez the stick back and the score. And a foul is called on Christian Malano.
You know, Alvin, it's tough when LaSalle can continue to throw onto the floor effective big men. I mean, guys who are active with their hands and their feet, give second efforts or multiple efforts in terms of rebounding. Imagine how tired the opposing bigs have to be having to go against wave after wave of big players that are just having to come in the game with max energy.
And now for Raven Cortez, 13 points. A quiet 13 points for him, but efficient
Yes, 13
one.
points?
Yes, and
Wow.
Jalen Garcia scores. Very efficient 13 points.
Would have never have guessed. And so now, if you've noticed, ENDERUN has gone away from their full court press, and now they're playing straight up man-to-man in the half court.
And Raven will shoot 2 once again. And another foul on Donya Ludal. That's foul number 4 now for Donya Ludal. So there are 2 big men now on foul troubles. Albert Libago and Donya Ludal.
Well, they have a tough assignment, Alvin. They have a tough assignment having to go against the likes of Policarpio and Cortez and Agunani and KQ. I mean, it's like
Luis
the murder.
Pablo.
Well, Luis Pablo. He hasn't even been back in the game since the first quarter. It's like a murderer's row of bigs.
And you were saying 15 points, very quiet 15 points for Raven Cortez here in this matchup. Daniel Udal, nice block by Raven Cortez, but there's a foul with 4.9 seconds remaining here.
You know, I would love to see Panganiban see the floor more. He just really does give great energy when he's in the lineup. He's always trying to do something positive, and it doesn't have to be scoring. He's trying to, find ways to get his team extra possessions, to defend, best perimeter players.
Joey Panganiban.
He's a guy that has earned the right to be on the floor.
Yes. And come to think of it, you have Henry Agunani with 8 points already. And you have Raven Cortez they're already double figures. Joey Panganiban missed the free throw. Hands no good. And that will end our third quarter of action. And LaSalle suddenly waking up in the third quarter as they have blown this game wide open now. It's already an 18-point lead for the Green Archers, 74-56.
Here's a warm hello from Eastern Communications. We're here to present a refreshing point of view that when it comes to delivering business communication solutions, it's time to bring back the human connection because it's just as important as the technology. Eastern Communications is business made personal. It means getting intimate with our clients' needs so we can provide thoughtful solutions to help them achieve their goals. That's why we are madaling kausap, may malasakit. We are maalam at maaasahan. We are Eastern Communications.
And right now we are back here inside the Enderun Gymnasium and about to start the fourth quarter. Alvin Tayada together with Coach Russell Raipon. And Coach, I've just seen the stats right now. 19 points for Kenneth Umba in the first half. In the third quarter, scoreless. 19 points still for Kenneth Umba.
You would think that LaSalle made a concerted effort to make sure that Umba took tough shots. Now, no defense can ever guarantee that a guy's going to go scoreless for any amount of time, but the fact that they made a concerted effort to guard him, face guard him, make it hard for him to catch the ball, and then he had to shoot over contested hands. I mean, that definitely does play in the favor of the defense. So, and now an adjustment has been made, and now we're looking at a 2-3 zone by ENDERUN. They want to prevent those paint touches, just like that, and it was effective.
And a steal here, Jalen Garcia all the way for the score. 11 points now for Jalen Garcia. Good numbers once again, but quiet 11 points for him.
Yeah, he just hasn't really been on the floor that much. Probably something that they may need to consider in terms of
Umba, and he lost the ball on the drive. And talking about that second half, the third quarter, Kevin Kiambao, 13 points after the first half, 16 points, so only 3 points. But Kian Baclaan scored 7 points in that quarter. Jacob Cortez, a three-pointer. Raven Cortez also playing well with a total of 7 points in that quarter. So a lot of help for KQ in that third quarter. Jalen loses the ball, but there's a foul there on JC Makalalag.
live ball turnovers becoming an issue for LaSalle as we start this fourth quarter. Letting their foot off the gas just a tad bit. Probably will, you want to be able to finish this game well, and one of those ways you finish games is by making sure you secure the ball and you get a good shot every time you have the ball on offense.
DJ, pass it up to Jalen. Jalen against JC. Jalen moves in. Jalen the pass. DJ, well defended by Matthew, and the fadeaway and a score for DJ Howe.
Now, DJ can get going in this quarter. They definitely have a shot.
8 points now for DJ Howe. Matthew, pass it up to Janelle. Paulie inside for the score. And Policarpio with 8 points now in this ball game.
How many players do they have in double figures, Alvin?
2 players already, but 3 players with 8 points already. And now Policarpio almost hitting that double figure mark, but that's a miss. Now you bring in KQ, you bring in Earl Abadam, you bring in Boris Marasigan to replace Matthew Rubico, CJ Austria, and Janelle Policarpio. So you bring in the big guns once again for De La Salle.
This is really impressive that you're able to do that.
And Boris Marasigan, which is your leading scorer in the last Pinoy Liga Next Man Cup, still scoreless here for De La Salle.
He's got a lot of help, Coach.
The pass to DJ, the jumper. That's only a two-pointer.
Well, what do we talk about? If DJ can get hot, it gives him so many more options offensively.
And for sure, his number one fan, his mother, is always commenting on our social media posts. Very much proud of how his son is doing.
That's my buddy. That's Fran. Fran Howe.
Pass here to Jalen.
She's DJ's number one fan. She's Enderun's number one fan. And, you know, they have another son, Gabe, who is currently at University of Nevada. He's in college, also a basketball player. Who knows? You might see sometime in the future Howe backcourt playing somewhere in professional basketball. We'll have to hope and see.
Yeah, hopefully, because a lot of bright future for DJ Howe here in the Philippines as a miss there by JC Macalalag. The lead is down to 14 here, coach. The drive, Joey Panganiban, strong drive inside. And don't look now, kumakatok na sa pinto ang Enderun Titans as the lead is down to 12, 76-64. And once again, our game schedule for today, you see Enderun LaSalle opening up our Thursday doubleheader. And our second game today, the battle between Our Lady of Fatima going up against UE. It's the battle between the green and the reds for today.
Oh, certainly. Certainly. You know, unfortunately, my favorite color is blue, so I don't have a vested interest in either side.
But we did not talk about wearing red today, coach.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Oh, nice find to Earl Abadam off a pass by Kevin Campbell.
That's a heck of a pocket pass off the hip for a layup.
First
KQ is such a highly skilled player who has limited his risky passes and has now really matured into his game.
First 2 points for Earl Abadam. And Earl Abadam is one of their scorers here in the squad. Jalen Garcia missed the shot. Rebounded here by JC Macalalag.
It's tough for Garcia because he has a big guard defending him.
Pass, Raven Cortez scores inside. 17 points for Raven Cortez.
Well, you know, the zone defense, the 2-3 had worked. It had decreased its lead to 14. We'll have to see with the changes in personnel how that's going to change the adjustments that both teams are going to make.
Jalen Garcia pulls up a three. No good. Rebounded by KQ. Kiambao. The pass to JC. Inside to Abadam, and that's a traveling violation called. Easy call.
It's a good thought. Good thought, poor execution. He probably would have been better just taking the shot himself as opposed to kicking it out to the corner. But you live and you learn.
Now Ethan Alian will check in for De La Salle, replacing JC Macalalag. Now Albert Libago checks in, replacing Joey Panganiban. So you do have two of your players that have 4 personal fouls in the floor for Enderun.
Well, I don't think you can wait any longer. You got to put him in the lineup. You got to see if they can have any impact positively on this game.
We are on the halfway mark of the 4th quarter. Udal has been scoreless here, and he will shoot 2 to end that scoring spell here.
He got the ball going downhill with a full head of steam. That's definitely hard for any defense to have to cover, and Umba's proven that he can take contact.
Kenneth Umba still scoreless here in the second half.
He's got that funky free throw shooting delivery. with
the way
dipping that right knee.
yes. I know a player somewhat like that before as he makes the free throw to go. Someone like a Jerry Stackhouse.
Oh,
The way he's sitting down.
Jerry Stack. I did. Does he do that?
Yeah, the way
Oh, okay.
he sits down.
There you go.
Rip Hamilton. A lot of players are having those kinds of free throws. Somewhat like how they do that. They practice the free throw shooting. $20 now for Kenneth Umba here in the ball game. Another day in the office for him. But again, only 1 point in the second half for him. But Kenneth Umba scores.
And on cue, he scores a layup.
22 points now for Kenneth Umba. KQ, his own version of a three. That short, Ethan Alian gets the rebound, and Ethan says
He thought better of taking that contested shot. What a pass behind the back.
no good. But another rebound for De La Salle. Alian back to Abadam on another three. That's money.
Multiple efforts, Alvin. Key to any successful team is making multiple efforts.
And you can see him. He missed that three-pointer from the corner. Goes back to the corner on that spot-up shot. And
Oh, you gotta love the confidence of the shooter. The fact that he didn't think twice about putting that shot back up.
And a timeout there by Enderun Titans as they are still down here by 16, 83-67. (83-67), 3 minutes and 49 remaining. A lot of time still for Enderun to make a comeback, but they have to make it right now, Coach.
If they can limit turnovers, they can find a way to continue getting a full head of steam to the basket. This can be anybody's game. But LaSalle makes an adjustment here, going to a 2-2-1. Trying to bleed some clock.
Albert gives it up to Udal. Back to Umba, to Jalen. Extra pass inside, but good tap there by Andre Dungo. Dungo. KQ to Henry, and Henry, another block for Enderun. KQ, the corner three, no good. Agunane, another offensive rebound for De La Salle. Andre Dungo, the shot from three, no good. But the offensive rebounds has been the one lifting La Salle here in this matchup. As the drive there by Kenneth Umba, the foul, very clear there, out of position, Earl Abadam.
Way to take advantage in full court offensive transition.
That's his
Umba knew that the defense was out of position, took advantage of it.
That's his fourth personal foul there for Earl Abadam. So one on the foul trouble here for De La Salle, but a lot of players can step up.
I was going to say, luckily they still have Keem Baklaan and
yes,
they have
Jacob Cortez. You have still have
Marasigan.
Janelle Policarpio still there. A lot of players.
CJ Austria.
JC Makalalag. So, talking about that foul trouble situation for De La Salle, it's still possible that a lot of players can stub in. Not like for Enderun because they're big men. Those are the primary big men here. Talking about Udal and Libago for Enderun. And that's going to hurt them, those free throws.
Would have been nice to convert. And quickly in transition, They're able to get a wide open three in the corner. And
Earl
Uma
Abadam.
fouls the shooter. Again, is that the second time he's done that this game?
No, that's only the first one.
Oh,
First
okay.
time. And they will be reviewing that. They will be reviewing that one. But that's a three-pointer there for Earl Abadam. 8 points now for Earl Abadam. They will be reviewing that shot if that's possible unsportsmanlike foul or just a foul. That's a foul called on Kenneth Umba. Kenneth Umba's second personal foul there. But let's see if that will be an unsportsmanlike foul or just a regular foul there.
Well, I mean, you have to consider your choices when you're closing out to a shooter. Either you're going to overshoot, you're going to run out, and you're going to overshoot the shooter, or you're going to close out short and make him a driver, or not make him a driver, make him think twice about shooting over contested hand.
And just a regular foul there. But if you can see, just by looking at the lineup right now of ENDERUN, the only players they fielded in are Oliva, Howe, and then you have Hans, Christian Malano, and the foul is called on... Wait. They have to double check that. I believe the foul is called on Umba. Umba is called for the foul, not Albert Libago. That's his second personal there.
You know, interestingly enough, they have ENDERUN has a shooter on that has not seen any minutes, Joshiel Gastador.
Yes, that's one player that we're looking at right now.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's by design or what, how that works, but he's definitely a guy that could get hot and can provide a spark off the bench, at least offensively.
Yeah, only 9 players fielded in here by Coach Pipo Nundu for the ENDERUN Titans here. And out of that, 4 players in double figures. Jalen Garcia scores inside. Jalen Garcia now with a total of 13 points. They go to Henry Agunane inside, and he scores for De La Salle. Third player in double figures now for De La Salle. Jalen for a 3, and he is starting to heat up.
A guy who could get hot.
And last 2 minutes now here, the Twilight Zone here
And
as
KQ.
Kevin Kimbao.
On KQ on cue, hits a 3.
And ENDERUN just cannot trade baskets here with De La Salle.
No, they can't. But it looks like with Umba out of the game at this point, maybe Coach Pipo has conceded that the game is out of reach.
As Andre Dungo scores here off a pass by Kevin Kiambao, and it's already a 22-point lead. And right now, 1 minute and 34 minutes away from win number 6 here in your Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup Season 3.
Get 8 gigabytes of all-access power.
To do it all.
Plus only TikTok to scroll and share non-stop. Power, work, life, and more. With Smart Power all-access data now up to 90 days. Load now.
Our game schedules on Sunday. It's gonna be the De La Salle Green Archers going up against Lyceum, and then second game natin, it will be Diliman going up against Perpetual, and our main game, it is going to be a rivalry match, San Sebastian going up against San Beda, in our main game on Sunday over back here in the ENDERUN College's gymnasium, as Aaron Bud Salida will check back in to replace Henry Agunane.
This has been entertaining. up and down game. You gotta love the fact that both teams have really competed and not conceded anything.
And Umba there with a miss shot.
It's just probably more of a reflection of the immense level of talent and discipline at which LaSalle plays. I mean, they really have a structure and an understanding of the kind of shots they want to get and the kind of style they want to play.
And
It's fun to watch.
15 players filled in by Coach Oliver Bunyi. Out of the 15, three players has not scored. 3 players have not scored. It's Boris Marasigan, Matthew Rubico, and Ethan Alian. So you can see how spread the offense was for this squad of De La Salle.
Well, I think that's also a reflection of the type of culture and team mentality they've established at LaSalle, is that the best shot is taken by the guy who's most open, right? It's not one guy dominating the action and forcing bad shots. The ball moves, the players move, they make good decisions, and they try to take the best shot possible. Doesn't matter who's taking it.
As Joey Panganiban drives in, and missed a free throw there by Kenneth Umba. And Aaron Gonzalita will be called for his second personal foul there. Now Darrell Guene will be checking into the ballgame. The 10th player filled in by Coach Pipo Nundu. But hats off to the Enderun Titans. Played well in the first half of action. But again, second half, the LaSalle strength in numbers
Right.
came out to play.
Well, I probably not a consolation for Coach Pipo and his team, but the ability to compete on every possession, that's a prerequisite for for successful teams. The fact that Enderun is doing that, regardless of the score or time on the clock, that says something about the players.
Boris Marasigan, the jumper, and almost going in. Rebounded by Darrell Guene. They go give a pass here. Joey Panganiban. Panganiban the drive, and there's a foul on Andre Dungo. That's the second personal foul on Andre Dungo now.
Sometimes it's enough just to be to find yourself on the score sheet, whether it's points or fouls.
And Joey Panganiban hits the first. Joey Panganiban only with 5 points here in the ballgame, but Joey Panganiban is more of that energy guy off the bench for Enderun. Makes the second to go.
I mean, yeah, he's not going to be a guy that you're going to run offense for or going to design shots for, but he always finds himself in the right place at the right time, and, you need players like that to help you win games.
And De La Salle will no longer try to score a basket, as that will end our ball game. De La Salle defeating Enderun Titans 96-75. That's our final score. Now at 6-0 at our team standings, while for Enderun they will fall down to their second straight defeat at 4-3 at the record right now. And when we come back, we will have our school hymns and our best player of the game interview.
Let's go, Coach.
Our randomized player of the game will play with points and advantage. 3 West, the assistant, 2 students is number 28, Kevin Kimball.
And once again, our final score, 96-75. Kevin Kimbao, adjudged as our player of the game, finishing with 19.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, and 1 steal. As we are just awaiting KQ together for our best player of the game interview. And right now, let's turn it over to the sweet, bubbly, smiling, hard-hitting, spiking chinita from Manila herself, the hardcourt princess, CJ Ang.
Thank you, Alvin. Grabe na yung mga intro mo, Alvin, ah. Mga kaliga, kasama ko ngayon ang ating Antbox Best Player of the Game, Kevin Kimbao of the De La Salle Green Archers. Kevin, coming off that close game against FEU where you missed the game, what went good in this game against ENDERUN that you got it going?
I think may simulation kasi kami ng mga games namin. So this week may 3 games kami na lalaroin this week. So yung coming from wins ng FEU, ayun nga, dami kami pwedeng i-improve and winner on namin kahapon at sa mga trainings namin. So ayun, good thing naman na maganda yung kinalabasan.
Kevin, 6-0 in your record and going up against Lyceum in the next game. How will you prepare for that game on Sunday?
Take lang namin 1 game at a time. Treat lang namin every game like a championship game, and pagkasama ko itong mga to, hindi ko alam kung nag-prep na. So, ayun, thank you sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa amin.
Kevin, meron ka bang gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Una-una kay Jacob, kay Boris, kay Matt, kay Kian, sa lahat na nandito, kay Luis, sa buong coaching staff at sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa DLSU, and happy birthday, Boris. So, ayun lang.
Thank you, Kevin, and congratulations. Back to you, Alvin.
And once again, that was Kevin Kimbao, our player of the game. At ngayon ko lang nakita na dinumog ang ating sweet princess na si CJ Ang for that interview. Once again, our final score, 96-75. And up next, another battle of the green and red. The battle between Our Lady of Fatima going up against the UE Red Warriors here in our second game of your Thursday doubleheader ng inyong Pinoy Liga Collegiate Cup Season 3.